I'm going to do a quick walkthrough of my Project Docs plugin. This is a plugin that I designed so that Claude can basically keep all of my project documentation current. There's three main components. There's obviously the README file. Most people are familiar with the README file. The first thing I'll highlight is I'm in VS Code, and I've opened a project called the Business Fundamentals Coach. This is an AI coach that I'm working on for one of my new courses that I'll be launching in January. And it is a coding project. It's an AI coach. So most people that are familiar with coding projects, they're familiar with the README file. The README file is sort of an overview of what the project does and most importantly, how to use it. So that's one key file in my project doc system. The second file is called an architecture MD. This is a really detailed overview of the architecture of the product. This file is really great context for Claude so that it can quickly get up to speed on how the project works and to make sure that any new code is consistent with how the project currently works. And then the third document is called process notes. And this is really a running history. I think about it as like a decision log. At the end of every session with Claude, I have Claude write a summary of what happened in that session. And so what I love this document for is if I've been working on a project for many months and everybody's had that feeling of it feels like you're going in circles. You mean like, I can't remember why I made this decision. Hopefully it's documented in process notes and Claude can just grep through it and find anything that's related. So let me show you a little bit about some of the benefits of having a system like this. Like I said, I've just launched the project. You can see over here in Claude, there's no active conversation. I literally can just say, Claude, where are we? That's like the laziest prompt ever. But the reason why it works is because I've told Claude through my Claude MD about these three file types, and it knows what to look for. So you can see right away, it's reading the README, it's reading process notes to figure out what we did most recently. It may or may not read the architecture file. It kind of knows to do that if we're planning something. I haven't really told it we're planning anything yet. So you can see it's just reading. Process notes is telling it what we did last. And you can see here, it's giving me a pretty comprehensive overview. So it's telling me we're building an AI-powered feedback system for my business fundamentals class. The current status is it's ready for production. We're about to launch this class. So it's fully built and it's working in development. Here's a high-level overview of how it works. The most recent work was on December 20th. I'm recording this on December 29th, where it's even telling me what we did that day. We fixed a bug. And then it's telling me my next steps are to deploy to production, configure the Learn Worlds webhook for production, and then to add an iframe. This is basically my deploy to production checklist. And what's nice is I don't have to remember that. Claude's just going to tell me that anytime I come to this folder. That's one of the things the process notes skill does, is it always identifies next steps. That makes it really easy for Claude to pick up where we left off. It also makes it really easy for me to pick up where we left off. I context switch a lot. And so to be able to literally come in and just say, where are we? And get this really nice overview. I can now say, let's create a new plan. So I'm going to put Claude in planning mode. And I'm just going to tell it what I'm thinking. So I want to be able to handle blank responses or the equivalent of NA responses for the individual Canvas questions. Some business contexts make some of the questions irrelevant. For example, if building an internal product, they might not have paid customers, but rather free customers. Pretty lazy. Let's see what Claude comes back with. So it already understands, because it read the README, that when somebody submits a whole canvas, it already handles blank questions. But our individual questions don't currently handle that. You can see now it's going to go explore some of the code base. I'm a little frustrated because it's not reading the architecture doc, even though it has explicit instructions to do that. So I'm going to tell it, read the architecture. See if it actually picks that up and does it. Good. Ideally, it would do that first, but you know, it's Claude. Okay, so now it says it has a clear picture. It's going to have some questions for me. And this is just plan mode. This isn't my plugin yet. Right now, like, my plugin enables the context. So in order for Claude to help me come up with a good plan, it needs good context about the project. So it got that context by reading the README file, reading the most recent process notes entry, and then reading the architecture file. Okay, so I've iterated with Claude on the plan, and actually we came up with a really simple plan that doesn't require any code changes. So we were talking about blank answers and like how to handle them. And instead of handling blank responses, we're going to update each question prompt. We're going to have students, instead of submitting a blank answer, they have to submit why they think they don't need to submit an answer to that question. So they have to justify why they're skipping the question. And so our approach, you can see, we're just going to update our scoring prompts so that the coach knows how to evaluate a justification. And you can see that Claude is outlining how we might do that, like how it's tied to our scoring rubric. It's providing examples, and then implementation steps. And this is literally, we're just updating prompts, and we are blocked on me coming up with that criteria. So it's asking if it can implement the plan, but I never let it implement the plan right away because I want to use my plan reviewer. So I'm going to say no, keep planning. And I'm actually, like, I don't really want to implement this plan. So I'm going to exit out of plan mode. But what I do want to do is I want to document what we did. And so I'm going to use my project docs/command. What this is going to do is it's going to tell Claude to update the README, update the architecture doc, and update process notes. Now, we're not actually changing any functionality, so it really should just update process notes. But I don't even want to have to think about what documentation needs to be updated. It's just going to use its skills that are part of this plugin, and it's going to go ahead and keep that up to date. And let's see what it does. So it did figure out to do process notes. It's instructed to do that first because I want to capture as much session information before we run out of context windows. So that's always the first thing it's going to do. And let's see how detailed of a job it does. And let's take a look at what it's adding. So you can see it's pretty detailed. It's talking about how do we handle blank responses for individual Canvas questions. It talks about the requirements, key design decisions. Students are submitting a justification, not blanks. Both Canvas and individual submissions, it's going to work this way. No code changes are needed. We do need to update the rubrics. And then it's just talking about what, it literally lists all the files. These are all my prompts, what needs to be changed. The status is blocked, explicit about what it's waiting on. And then it links to where the plan file is that it created. And then it has next steps. And so what's really great about this is now, next time when I say, where are we? It's going to read this entry. It's going to remind me that we're blocked on me defining criteria. And then once I do that, it has a checklist. It knows exactly what to do. It's not picking up from scratch, which is really nice. Okay, so it went ahead and updated process notes. Now it's invoking the README skill. It's going to read the README. It's going to figure out pretty quickly that there are no README changes. It's a planning session. The README is already accurate. Oh, it's going to make a small, planned to handle NA justifications. Great. So you can see the README really is just focused on how it works, not all the decisions behind it. And that's really important because the README is important context for Claude. So now it's using its architecture skill. Oh, interesting. It's finding some gaps between the architecture document and the code base. So that's kind of nice. What's nice about this is it turns out my architecture doc was a little bit out of date, and running this command is going to fix it. So that's kind of nice. Yeah, so you want to keep an eye on what Claude is doing. You want to make sure your documentation stays really high quality because this is going to be pretty important context for Claude. So don't just let it do whatever it wants. Make sure it's doing the right thing. Yeah, so what I was going to say is that when we're just planning, I could have just used the process notes command. I wanted to do the docs command to show you how it works. And there was an added benefit of it uncovered some undocumented system architecture. And so by running the docs command, it runs process notes, README, and architecture. And we're catching some of those gaps. So that's also nice just to have it periodically review the code base and make sure that those documents are current. And then this does take a little while. So honestly, what I usually do is I'll type docs and I'll go away and read my email or maybe even start on my next project. And then I'll come back. And when it's all done, that's when I'll go through and review all the edits. And if anything looks concerning, then I let it know like, hey, we need to make some fixes. So I don't usually sit here and watch it real time. I'm usually doing an after the fact review. But I do review all of Claude's edits because, again, I want to make sure my documentation is correct. And especially like in this situation, Claude doesn't have the context for my last change. And so these are kind of risky updates, although I am keeping an eye on them and they look like they are correct. So Claude is doing a pretty good job. Part of that is this code base is really small. And so it was able to kind of read through the code base and see what was different pretty quickly. And so you can see it's giving me a summary. All 3 documents have been updated. With architecture in particular, it found some gaps and it made some pretty big improvements. And it's also giving me a summary of that. So that's really nice. Now, the one thing we did not cover in this video, and that's because we didn't end up with code changes, a plan that required code changes. This plugin, so it has an architecture skill, a process notes skill, a README skill. Those 3 skills are designed to help you keep these context files up to date. But it also has a plan reviewer agent. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to one of my earlier plans. This is where we had to extend our data model to make sure we were covering empty answers appropriately. And this is a plan that actually requires code reviews. And so once I had come up with this plan with Claude, I would tell Claude, can you use actually, I think we have a / command for this. Review. Yeah, so we have 2 agents. We have plan review and code review. So if I had just made this plan, I would basically tell Claude, let's review this plan. And what's going to happen is Claude is going to spin up a sub-agent. The sub-agent is going to review my architecture doc. And then it's going to review this plan. And it's actually reviewing the wrong plan. It's reviewing the plan. I'm going to kill this. Let's review the create traces plan. Because that previous plan had no code changes, so that it's not going to find anything. But now it's going to review this plan. And what this agent is doing is it's reading the architecture MD doc. It's looking at the plan, what Claude plans to do, and it's making sure the plan is consistent with the overall architecture. So this is really key because Claude can sometimes stray from your architecture. And so the main agent generated the plan, and now we're using a sub-agent to evaluate the plan. And we're going to get back some notes. You can see it's starting to explore first read the plan, it then read the architecture doc, it's starting to explore the code base, and it's going to come back with a report of, is this plan consistent with the architecture? So I always do this before I let Claude implement a plan. The second agent that you saw come up was a code review agent. So after Claude implements a plan, I then run the code review agent to review the plan, review all the code changes, and make sure the code changes are consistent with the architecture document. So you can see that actually Claude reviewed this and it's saying this plan is outdated, it's already been implemented. But if it hadn't been implemented, it would look for, are there any gaps? And it would give me a report of gaps. All right, so that is my project docs plugin. Like I said, it makes it really easy for me to context switch because I can literally be like, where are we? I've got a running log of key decisions in that process notes file. The README file and the architecture file make it really easy for Claude to know, get up to speed on a project. And then the architecture file in particular makes it really easy for another agent to review the plan before we implement it and to review the code before we commit it. If you're interested in this plugin, you can find it in the description of the YouTube video or in the blog post if you're watching it there. There is a public repo. There's also instructions for how to install this directly in Claude Code.